Hello everyone, it is Jazz here, and today I'm going to be talking about my reading goals for 2018. Yay! Jingly bells! Every year I do have like a list of reading goals that I want to get to, but I never make a video about it, so I thought this time I would make a video about it so that I could share my reading goals with you guys. And let's just jump into my kind of list of 5 things that I'm going to do. First goal that I have has to do with the number of books that I would like to read in the year. I am someone that really likes to participate in the Goodreads reading challenge. Now, I try to always set the number of books I'm going to read to something reasonable. I am just not somebody that's ever going to read 100 books in a year. I am just not that fast of a reader, but I still love participating in the reading challenge, mostly because I like how Goodreads counts all the books for you and also gives you like a list of all the books that you've read that year and previous years, so that you can kind of like look back and have like a little time capsule of what you were like interested in reading that year. Last year I set my reading goal at 38 books. This year I'm going to raise that too and try to read 40 books in the year of 2018. I think 40 for me is a very attainable goal. I have in the past 2 or 3 years at least read 50 or a little bit over 50 books. My next goal is to read at least 2 to 4 books per month. I like this goal because it's not too much for me, but it does keep me like making time to read. And I think that's really like the important part of why I want to read 2 to 4 books a month, is that then I'm not like meandering too long on books or like not getting around to books that I've already picked up and things like that. I am actually finishing them because I've made this goal. I feel like this year, especially, this goal will not be too hard to attain because I am planning on reading a lot more shorter books than I did last year, as well as read a few more graphic novels. So thus, there will be probably more than 4 books read per month, at least in some months, and that is awesome too. My third goal is to read 15 of the 30 books on my TBR for the year of 2018. If you want to know what my full TBR for the year of 2018 is, I have made a video about it that I will link you to in the description. So I always make a TBR for every year, and I always make it a goal to read at least half of the books. In the year of 2017, I actually surpassed the halfway point, so maybe I will in 2018. Surpassing the halfway point usually just kind of depends on how much I end up mood reading in the year. So I try to give myself a little wiggle room to, you know, follow the TBR and also have a little reading freedom, because both are good. Number 4 on this list is to join more readathons. So I found that I am a really successful reader when I am participating in a readathon. I think there are 3 reasons for this. One is accountability. I've signed myself up for this and I've made it like a goal to read these books in front of like a whole bunch of people in public, and thus I need to do my best. The second is community. It really does inspire you when everybody is reading together. You feel like you're just part of the community in terms of BookTube, and that's really inspiring. And also, reading sprints do really help. Sometimes I miss them a lot during a readathon. I'm going to try to get better at that in 2018, but they do really help you get inspired to read, because you know, get your little breaks, but you also get like your assignment to read for a certain amount of minutes. I think the main reason why I feel like I'm a more successful reader while participating in readathons is because I do actually for real have ADD, and sometimes it is really hard for me to sit still and read for long periods of time. And because I'm part of the readathon, I've like made that commitment, it does make it a lot easier for me to sit for like an hour or longer and read and just really focus on that. So I'm going to definitely try to join more readathons, maybe try to find one every month or 2 months to join, because they are super fun. The 5th and final goal that I have is to read more of the books that I actually own in my book collection. So I'm making this goal for a couple of reasons. The first is that I did notice that in previous years, I've been putting a lot of things on my yearly TBR that are books that I don't own yet. And I was like, why are you doing that? And the second reason for this is that I do feel like my goal with starting this channel was to introduce people to books that maybe they've never heard of, that maybe weren't the most popular books. And a lot of the books that I do end up purchasing are those type of books. But if I'm not reading them, I can't share those books with you guys and find those hidden gems that maybe you or I did not know about. So I need to get around to those hidden gems that have been on my shelf for 5 years plus. One way that I do plan to attain this goal is that I made sure that all 30 of the books on the TBR for 2018 were books that I already owned. With the exception is I'm probably going to have to buy a separate copy of the Shakespeare Play of the Year, because I have a certain kind of copy that I like to read, and also anything that I decide to probably audiobook. Another thing though that I think I'm going to add on to that is that I'm going to really think before I pick up a new read. If I'm in the mood for a certain genre or a certain type of book, I'm going to consider if I already own that book in my collection or not before going and purchasing something or finding something at the library or Inscribed or something like that. This being said, I'm not planning on putting myself on any kind of book buying ban or making any kind of rules about book buying. I don't think my real issue is purchasing more books that I can read as opposed to not reading books that have been on my shelf for 5+ years, and I just want to prioritize those books. That was my list of 5 goals that I would like to reach for in the year of 2018. Let me know in the comments what your goals for 2018 are. In other news, the book reading excerpt will be up soon. I'm hoping before the 31st of December, since it is the December book reading excerpt. The Wrinkle in Time did end up winning, which is super fun. I just have to film it a little bit later than I had originally planned, and that's why it's taking a little second. And then of course they take a little bit to edit, but I want to make it really super good for you guys, so it will definitely be up in the coming week. That is all for today, my super fabulous peeps. I will see you all on Thursday. Bye!